this bloody hell chef, he likes that corner. Turkey this time. That's a hit. Okay, yeah, we've got a lot of rice. Like, that is 49 meals that'll make. I could actually make more than simple meals with chef, but I just don't need to right now. My supply isn't exactly that high. But I'm gonna beautify a bit. I like adding nice dining chairs to the work areas. Except the kitchen, because that gets covered in blood and guts. But everywhere else can have nice working area, nice dining chairs. And everywhere inside will get floors, wooden floors, because they're cheap. Wood's renewable. Oh, this place already has a stone floor. Okay, so what else do I actually need? And who is my researcher? That is Rosa, who is my doctor. Yeah, so she should spend most of her time researching. So I'm gonna start with passive coolers. Winter is coming, but the summer is actually pretty hot, 30 Celsius, that's getting warm. And passive coolers you just make with wood, and they try to bring a room's temperature down to 15 Celsius, so nice and comfy. That would be a good place to start. But I also need to look at production just so I can keep people busy. I can get a hand tailor bench, or can I get, yeah, an electric tailor bench. But I don't want to use the components. Anything electrical, mechanical, generally uses components. And you can make them, but that's a fairly late tier technology. I think a lot of this will be temporary as we grow and get more colonists from either prisoners, slavery, random fortune. You know, I said I wasn't going to build another solar panel. I am. I like storage to be high. But this is going to get changed around sooner or later if I survive long enough. And like all of this might be huge farming areas, this whole place might be farming, and then this might be living and production. So right now, yeah, this is all temporary, nothing is set in stone. Like, you know what, this door, we're moving it, it can go down there. And I will put the leatherworking here. A blight, son of a bitch. This used to just obliterate your crops instantly. But now, these yellow crops are diseased, and if I don't get rid of them, they'll spread and destroy my potatoes. Okay, so she's just hauling. Who's my other plant cutter? Lauer. Well, you know what? I might as well get Rosa on it so I can at least manually assign her. Because a blight is not something I want to ignore. Yeah, Lizzie's taking the reins on this one, but I want as much help as I can get. Without waking Lauer, because they're being kind of rough on her lately. I'm just going to monitor this to make sure it gets done, and then I'll get back to building. There we go. Hopefully, that is the end of it, and it won't come back. But yeah, that used to just immediately obliterate your crops. It was horrible. They changed that to make it a bit more forgiving. Well, a lot more forgiving. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to get leather storage here. Because we butcher here, I don't want us carrying the leather all the way over there. And I want it near the, where it's going to be used for production, so near the tailoring bench. I'm gonna rearrange this, so I'll deconstruct it, which means I'll lose a little bit of the resources that I put in. But it's just some steel and wood, so I'm not too concerned. I am a little low on steel, but there'll be plenty of that out in the world to find. Like, this is a steel building. I can go and tear that down. Steel in the walls. I'm playing on a large hills map, so I got plenty of stuff to mine. So I shouldn't be in a spot of trouble with steel for a long time. Alright, so it's going to be a bit cramped in here, but as I've said, and we'll probably say 100 more times, it's all temporary. There's a good chance, if I survive, that this is going to change. But speaking of surviving, I need some defenses. Now I can make sandbags with steel. Ironically, I guess they're not steel bags, but sand isn't an item or material in the game. So I can make them with steel. and I can also make deadfall traps. Now, those are good as long as you can kind of give a narrow pathway that people will go through. So I can build long walls and have a hallway just filled with deadfalls. But over here, see, they can walk over all this mud. This is much too wide for it. But I think, given that I can make them out of wood, I can just really chalk one side filled with them. And I'll have some sandbags on the other. Another raid, a group of tribespeople from the alliance of Zokri. I don't think you can call it a group if it's one person. Let's see, they're nimble and a pyromaniac. Pyromaniacs must die. I think my cat has decided to leave the room. He's looking at the door. Yep, he's going for it. All the way out. There you go. Okay, pyromaniacs. Cannot stand them. And look, I like fire as much as the next person, maybe a little bit more. But in this game, a pyro is just a nightmare. One of the big things is that they refuse to firefight, and if fire's getting out of control, it can end your entire colony. Where on earth is she going? Is she... Oh, I didn't actually read the message. So she's preparing and then attacking. Sometimes raiders will attack you immediately, sometimes they'll prepare. Oh, so this. A friendly AI from your past named Charlin Whitestone? Charlin is not a name I've ever heard. Has sent you a message. He reveals that he has a starship hidden on this planet and sends you its coordinates. The starship is currently in deep hibernation mode. You'll have to start it up when you arrive, then defend it from raiders trying to steal it until startup sequence completes. If you can get the ship off the ground, Charlin will take you off this Rimworld to the stars. So yeah, it's actually... Oh, in some mountains. So yeah, tropical rainforest, impassable mountains. That is a long trek, but honestly not the worst. So I could go through here, through the desert, through quite a bit of desert, but that's definitely doable. That, I think, will be a better alternative to building my own ship, but Green has finally decided to attack. I'm going to slow that down. Alright, chef, get to work. Bloody hell, she's fast. I guess that's the nimble thing. So that gives, oh, that's just plus 15 dodge chance. No shots have landed yet. Oh, there's two. One was a headshot. Lauer is getting stabbed. Rosa is my doctor, so that's fine. I don't like the doctor being up front. And I'll take that steel knife. What I'm gonna do is I will build a wall up here, and I'll build it straight across like that. And you know what? Better visualization. I can just draw it. What I'll do is have sort of this valley in the wall. These squares that I'm putting now can be deadfall traps. So I could do this 2 wide or 3 wide. I tend to go 3 wide, but I could cut this off so that they have to walk through a bunch of deadfalls. And it might not kill them, but it'll severely hamper them if they trigger them. The only thing that this won't help me with is sappers who will just dig through the walls or blast through the walls. I might make an L-shaped wall and make this a bit taller. And this place is pretty big, so I might not have that defense on this side. I may just, I could completely block it off, or I may just have sandbags for a bit of added range defense. And there's that mud. That'll slow down anyone with a melee weapon, so that's a good natural barrier. But I will get that set up while Lauer rests. Right, she did get stabbed. Hopefully she doesn't get an infection. So we've got a little bit of production there. I'm going to get this defense marked out, and then I'm also going to get a hospital marked out. Okay, I've got those defenses marked down. So what I'll have is, let's see, 17 deadfall traps. Now in Rimworld, people will hug the walls, so when they come in here, they'll hug against either the left or right wall. That's why I've got the most traps on them. But if it's a big enough group, they will go down the middle. That's why I didn't just make it too wide. So yeah, a big group, more traps, more stabs, cuts, limbs being lost. Honestly, you'd think it was the feet and legs that get hit the most. People get hit in the head by those traps constantly. But Lauer is finishing up production in here. I'm probably gonna need a bit more wood. So I'll get some orders out to chop down these trees. Don't want them getting in the way of my defenses anyway. And down here, I'll zoom in, you can see I've got a little bit set up for some sandbags, and we're just going to use the mud as a natural barrier. Time for a hospital though. Now I might as well just plonk that down right in the middle. There we go, hospital plonked. I'm going to make it pretty big, enough room for 8 people, because, well, we'll get more people. We already got Chef just out of the blue. And everyone's just hanging out. Oh, you can see over here, need joy source. I have been ignoring that. I'll go to joy. And there's pretty simple stuff, 15 wood, a horseshoe pin. So where will I put that? You know what, I'll just put it against here. I'll put 2 of them. You know, one is taken, you want to have a backup. Before I get corpses just littering the landscape, I'm gonna make a dumping zone for them. Because when people see a corpse, it makes them sad. And if I put them over here, if I get Molotovs or something, I can just chuck one of them in and burn them all away. Human-like corpses allow rotten. Cool. So I'll make it so they're allowed to pick these guys up, which will make whoever does it sad because they've seen a dead and rotting body, but at least they'll be out of the way. I don't think they get the negative penalties from seeing dead animals. I think it's just whatever, dead wolf, no big deal. You know, we built a wall to keep that wolf out, and we built the wall after the wolf came in, so you can kind of see the magnitude of my planning skills in that. Speed this up while Lauer gets some building done. I just noticed I'm out of steel. So while Lauer does that, I'm going to scout around for some steel deposits, and I've got a lot nearby, but I'm not going to use them first off. I prefer to go kind of far away for the first times I take steel. Oh, there's 254 just on the ground. I did an awful job of scouting when I first looked around. Bloody hell. How much did I miss? I mean, was there just an enormous gold statue that I missed? I wouldn't be surprised at this point. Alright, you guys just get back to work. So this little production room is finally done. Rosa is beavering away at the research. Got a sculptor's table. That is the wrong thing. Whoops. I meant to make a... what is it called? Brain power. Not present. A tailor's bench. That's what I need. So, I'm gonna keep that there, might as well. Because stone cutting and sculptors, they actually do work in tandem. But like I said, this will be a little leather storage area. I think just in here we can have a very small building for our tailor. Alright, there we go. I've got that planned out, and I've added a door here so you can get from the freezer into the tailor's area. Well, rather you can get from the kitchen where we'll be butchering the leather and actually get it into the right storage. But we do have quite a lot of building to do. This is a pretty big wall. I mean, it doesn't really look like it, but with what level is she? A level 8 builder. She's actually gotten a lot better. An employable professional. Now she could actually be hired. So she'll go faster at building anything now that she is a better builder, but this is still a lot to do. I haven't even issued the deadfall traps yet. I hear gunshots. This bloody beaver is still alive. I think it's because it's such a long walk over here, and he spends half the time shooting steel walls. Alright, Chef. Oh my god. I hate the long-ranged AI in this game. Whoops. I undrafted him, so he's gonna eat a meal. He's gonna eat that beaver's friends in front of him. He's just playing the mind games. Alright. Please, Chef, kill him. There we go. Oh. Alright, oh my goodness. There we go. jeez. There's quite a lot of shots for being point blank with the beaver. And we have power flickering, which means that third bloody solar panel is still not oh my god. The solar panels weren't actually connected to anything, so they've been contributing 0 power. Well then, it's probably a good thing not many people watch these videos, because there would be a lot of aneurysms at that.